Hello. Yes, it's another week's edition on relational leadership. I'm actually excited that you are joining for this week's edition. I am Dele Agogun, and if you remember, last week we explored how our own upbringing shapes our parenting. This week we are taking it a step further. How does our partner's childhood influence our parenting journey? Now, we flipped the focus away from ourselves onto our partner's childhood influence and how that impacts the parental journey. You know, it's a fascinating and often overlooked aspect of parenting. We tend to focus on our own experiences, but our partner also brings their own unique set of baggage, expectations, and patterns to the table. It's good we emphasize that. And this can significantly impact how we raise our children together. Think about it. Your partner's family background. How do they communicate in terms of their communication style? Their family's values around discipline, affection, and independence. All of these things shape their understanding of what normal family life looks like. And when those ideas clash with your own, it can actually create tension and conflict in your parenting approach. And I want us to consider a scenario just the same way we considered one last week. Imagine a couple, this time around hypothetical names, Alex and Ben. Alex grew up in a very expressive family where emotions were freely shared, both positive and negative. Ben, on the other hand, came from a family where emotions are often suppressed and conflict was avoided at all costs. When their children act out, Alex's instinct is to talk it out, to encourage open communication and emotional expression. Ben, however, tends to shut down, feeling uncomfortable with the intensity of the situation. Can you get the connection here? This difference in approach can lead to disagreements. You can attest to that. It can lead to disagreements and misunderstandings about how to best parent their children. It's not just about conflict though. Our partner's childhood can also influence our parenting in a subtle but powerful ways. For instance, if your partner grew up with a lot of structure and routine, they might prioritize a strict schedule for the children, even if you prefer a more flexible approach. Or if your partner experienced a lack of attention as a child, they might be overly attentive to your children, perhaps even to the point of being overbearing. If you are just joining, welcome. And I want to say, don't worry. You can always go back and listen because this is Relational Leadership with Dele Agogun that holds every week. Let me move on from here. Now, understanding these influences is crucial for effective co-parenting. You will agree as well. It requires empathy, open communication, and a willingness to learn about your partner's past. It's important, in trying to understand a concept or a situation. Sometimes it's good to step back and ask certain questions for purpose of reflection. For instance, I have about 4 questions here that could further help us look more deeply into our own peculiar case in your relationship. First, what was your family like growing up? Number 2, how did your parents show affection? Number 3, What were the rules and expectations in your home? And lastly, how was conflict handled in your family? You agree that this will help you put things in their proper perspective and it brings understanding to you. Here is a simple exercise for couples I want you to just do. Are you ready for it? All right. Take some time this week to discuss your respective childhoods with your partner. You might want to note that down. Share your experiences. Now, no holds barred, both positive and negative. And more importantly, because you're not just talking about them, more importantly, reflect on how they might be influencing your parenting styles. Focus on understanding, not judgment. Please don't be judgmental. Don't stereotype. The essence of this exercise is to enhance understanding, and with that understanding, it puts you in a better position to manage situation going forward. The main purpose is that by acknowledging and exploring these influences, you can develop a more conscious and collaborative parenting approach, one that honors both of your backgrounds while creating a healthy and nurturing environment for your children. Now, let me take a pause here and say, I would like you to join me next week until we move into another aspect on relational leadership. But before you go, remember to like, subscribe, and always drop your comments so that we maintain engagement in the course of the week. And until I come your way next week, I want to say bye for now.